Good afternoon guys, James here from Sunseeker Southampton down at our Poole factory headquarters today to take a look round a brand new Predator 55 EVO. So this is boat 515, she's a 2021 hull, fresh out of the factory, just available behind me as we see her float. So I've just opened her up, ready for a viewing. I thought I'd take a good opportunity whilst we're here to have a quick look round. I say she is available as of this very moment. Late August, still plenty of boating season left here in the UK. Lovely spec boat. She's about £1.225 million ex-tax as you see her. Loaded up with all the toys. We're going to have a look around today, see what she's all about. So obviously built a number of these, launched earlier this year to 21 season, hasn't yet been seen at a show, so Cannes Boat Show in September will be the first time unveiled to the public, followed on by a second viewing at Southampton, which runs from mid-September. So let's head on board, take a look around. So replaces the Predator 50, actually the same hull with a modified aft cockpit, a new arrangement on the platform here we'll have a look at when we come back outside in a bit. And you'll see a couple of different layouts here in the cockpit. So this particular boat opting for the bench seat arrangement and this lovely great big opening teak table. And fold this across like this to give you access then to walk around the deck to access then that port side staircase to the platform if perhaps you've got a large jet ski on the back. And there is actually the option in this corner as well to do a wet bar if you so wish for outdoor cooking and what have you. So this particular boat obviously set up with the bench seat, which gives us storage underneath. So we've got life raft storage here, and there's a locker in the corner that will take cleaning kit and what have you. It's obviously a sunny day here in Poole, a rare occasion where you might actually need this aft sun awning. I haven't put them in, but there are a couple of supports that run from the top corners down just behind the seat here. Two poles clip in, very quick to stow away, and that just gives some rigidity when you're running along at speed. And on the aft deck here, the seat back folds forward, and that then gives you the option here for a lovely great big sun pad. Very neutral colours used on this boat, so we've got lots of greys and silvers. You can see the nice inlaid Predator-esque slash there running through the backrest, this being a Diamante style vinyl finish, very nice. And we've got things like the pipe detail on the bottom here as well, really sets the boat off. Some custom options fitted, so we've got the Sonance speakers in the back here with a Fusion stereo up forward. All the other exterior zones on the boat are Sonos. We've got the optional refrigeration drawer mounted centre line there sitting into the top end of the garage. Mediterranean pack on the boat, so we've got a passerelle tucked down underneath the step here. Stern docking winches with the little foot switch underneath. Down the back there, those are the additional lower cleats for transverse spring lines. Other little touches up here, so these are the optional pop-up LED ambient lights for the evening. So we've got a couple here, a couple up on the bow, nice little feature to have. Additional handrails here to give you some security when you're running at speed. You note the boat doesn't currently have teak side decks, which would be easy enough to retrofit as you wish. We've got teak here in the cockpit and down there on the bathing platform. So next we'll come to the door and window arrangement here. See, much the same as all the other models like this that we've covered before. So this window arrangement electronically folds down to close off the aft end of the saloon here, and the door then remains open for access through the companionway. And then you've got the option to shut the door, and that then gives a very quiet saloon with all the engine noise and what have you in this aft deck space in the floor below. We'll have a look at that later on. Over here on the starboard side, we've got controls here for things like the lighting. So we've got 4 Lumishore underwater lights, blue or white colour on that. We've got things like the canopy on the top, different lights around the boat. You see the low level LED deck lights here running down the steps and also all the way down the decks here at night. There's a tour of a Predator 50 on my channel which will show what these look like in the dark. Very pretty boat. So if we come up here on the foredeck, you'll notice the large expanse on the mullion here is painted in this lovely gloss black finish. there is the option to do that as a white, a silver, or with this very sleek and sexy black. When you stand back actually from a side profile, this really blends into the background, which makes the boat look very aggressive in nature. So powered by a pair of D11 725 horsepower engines, which was an upgrade over the outgoing Predator 50. So she really does have the performance to match her great looks. Up here on the bow, this is the optional drop-in centre cushion arrangement to give you this vast sun pad, again with this sort of shark fin type detailing with the additional stitching into the cushions. We've got a backrest pop-up frame there to give some protection. So that stainless steel frame you can see here, and also in these corners these sections lift up to give you somewhere to sit and read a book. Again, these are your pop-up deck lights and your cup holders. Down beneath us here we've got natural light into the forward cabin below, which we'll check out in a bit. So this is the only zone where we use fusion speakers. Throughout the rest of the boat they're Sonance speakers. We do have a Sonos zone up the front here, Sonos zones throughout the cabins, the saloon and the aft deck, so very high spec AV on this particular one. Up top you can see that massive expansive glass roof. It's a carbon fibre frame with glass panels. We'll have a look at that exposed weave when we go inside. And then up top, that's a 4-foot 6 kilowatt open array Simrad scanner, which is part of the premium navigation kit fitted on this particular boat. We've got an upgrade on the front here, so we've got 60 metres of 9.5mm chain on a 20 kilo Delta anchor. We've got optional sockets here for the freshwater washdown, so we've got a point here, a point in the aft cockpit and a hose to go with those. Pop the locker open here, you say it's on a gas strut, which is handy. Somewhere to tie off your fenders so you're not going upside down in the locker to get them out, and there's plenty of space in here to stow them all away when you're at sea. You'll notice fittings on the deck here which are for the exterior canopy, protective canopy package, which does the cushions so you don't have to take them all off for storage, so they can live out during the season. Same again around the aft deck here, as well as of course the standard canopies that go into this track up the top, and they come down about 45 degrees to give this open aft cockpit. So next we come to the saloon. So deck saloon arrangement here with these lovely big windows, letting loads of natural light in, with the ability to instantly, as we mentioned before, transform this into a closed off area. So boat works very well in the northern hemisphere here, where the weather's changing all the time. Seating over here on the port side. This particular boat has been spec'd with a coffee table in here. As such, with that large cockpit dining space, perhaps not the need for a full-size dining table in here. We could of course change that if you wish to do something a little bit more permanent. We've got this lovely big deep comfy sofas opposite the TV, which we come across is over here on the starboard side. We'll just pop that up and see how it works. So it's a 43-inch LED HD TV, and then tucked in the cupboard down here we've got the Blu-ray 4K player, and we've got, say, Sonance speakers in here which are tucked up in the roof, and that links into the PepWave router system. So we've got a 4G onboard Wi-Fi which will give us connectivity for things like Apple TV. It's got the app built into the TV, and Netflix and Amazon Prime and what have you. So underneath here we've got the fridge for additional drinks. These are for the glasses and storage. We can put an ice maker into this cupboard if you wish. Very neutral colours in here, so lots of nice light creams and greys. So from this section forward there are black mesh windscreen covers that go around the outside for privacy and also to keep the heat out. Of course then we've got the blinds in these aft windows. Upgrade on this particular boat, we've gone from the standard bench seat to the twin individual helm and co-pilot seats from the Predator 60, which have got this lovely detailing in the back here, and also little colour switches in the cushions. Very nice little feature. Optional opening window here at the helm, which is great for docking. Drop that down, you can see how that gives you great visibility. And coming alongside, put your head out here and you can then see from the stern all the way up to the bow, or shouting to your crew. And if we just sit here at the helm, spin the camera around, you can see I've got plenty of room here over the roof structure above us. And I mentioned earlier, this has got a lovely natural carbon fibre weave with that clear lacquer over the top. It's a mirrored, obviously mirror tinted glass up top, so it keeps the heat out. Boat's not uncomfortably hot even on a day here where we're about 30 degrees today. Obviously opens up pretty much to the full expanse of this space above us. So if you want the wind in your hair, you've got the option beneath the helm here. This is a drop down platform that gives you another sort of 3 inches of extra height. Stick your head up above this mullion, but in this seated position at the moment, you can see obviously through the windscreen, we've got a great visibility all the way around. You see we've got the nice window here for a bit of through flow ventilation. So premium navigation package, so we've got 2 Simrad NSS EVO touchscreen displays. These display a number of things. So this particular camera is currently running on the optional stern reverse camera, which is up on the arch. Go back into different pages, display a multitude of different things. So we can bring up engine parameters, navigation, obviously the radar, integrated AIS through the VHF, which is handily tucked down here on starboard side, and there's a speaker down beneath the dash here as well. Start panels for the engines, 2.5-inch Volvo displays for temperatures and pressures and what have you, say through the CAN bus system. That will come up onto the plotters as well. Optional anchor chain counter up top there. Then across on this side, we've got the CM8 Sunseeker monitoring panel, so we've got the tanks, lighting controls for dimming. We've got control for the generator, so it's an upgrade from a 7 kilowatt to a 13 kilowatt generator system. And then this particular boat, we've got the upgrade on the dash panel, so this is piano black up here with this carbon fibre inlay with a stainless steel strip, so that's another upgrade. We've got a little wireless charging point for your phone there, of course autopilot control, nice and handy. We've got touchscreen buttons here for the roof, windows, horn, anchor winch, what have you. So this is an Isotta multifunction steering wheel, so rather than having to lean forward to touch the screens when we're underway, I can now control all of our nav functions from the wheel here, which is great. You'll see how that stays centre there as I rotate the wheel round. And across here we've got the upgrade for the Zenta joystick, so throttles back into neutral, activate the joystick on the button at the back here, and then effectively twisting the top rotates the boat, pushing it sideways engages sideways thrust. So it's a great feature for those less comfortable with manipulating throttle, steering and thruster controls. Talking of thrusters, so we've got proportional bow and stern from side power here with the function to hold on position, as you see there, and then these are your hydraulic trim tabs. So that covers our helm. Across, obviously, over on the port side of the boat, we've got this nice sort of social seating area, somewhere to sit and talk to the captain. Alternatively, it's somewhere just to chill out, take a coffee in the morning. We come over and have a look over this side, how this works. We've got big glass windows, loads of headroom here up above us, and it's a very chill place here to sit and have a conversation with those in the saloon behind. Tucked down on the forward panel here, you'll see there's a space to put an iPad, which is included with the boat. She's currently running EU 2-pin plug sockets throughout, which of course we could change to UK 3 pins if needed. Forward here, a little bit of storage. And then up in the ceiling you'll see the LED strip light detailing, so we've got little spots in the wood panels there with the inlays, and then we've got the LED strips which run down through the cabins as well below. So let's head on down. You'll see the steps here are an upgrade. So this is a Cadorian hardwood silver oak finish on the steps, which also runs through the deck saloon. So it makes it very practical if you're using it, certainly in the UK, not necessarily needing to take shoes off up here. Custom was to put the carpet in the upstands here between the risers, which we run again through the lower dinette area here, which is a nice snug to come and get away from the bustle upstairs if you want somewhere to do a bit of work, or perhaps sit and take a coffee in the morning, read the paper. You've got this table that opens up for a little bit more countertop space. As an option, we can do a different base in here with an up and down leg, some filling cushions to make that into an occasional double berth to give accommodation for 6. Again, very neutral colours, so we're a different theme down here with a sort of more of a silver grey and very neutral natural maritime blues and what have you on the scatters. So we've got some little shelf storage here up top. Storage cupboards. You see the Sonance speakers up top. Easy to explain, the TVs on this boat being premium pack is all 43 inches. So we've got 43 here, one in the forward cabin, one in the master and one up on the deck. So lots of options of where you might want to sit on the boat to watch your favourite programme. Lots of handy plugs around here for charging mobile phones and laptops and what have you. Lots of ambient LED lighting again here and up in the ceiling. So opposite here, the lower deck galley. You'll notice above us we've got that large cutout giving us lots of natural light down here. Some revisions to the previous Predator 50. So we've done away with the full length cupboard in here, giving us a much more open space with bigger worktops. The width of this has been increased to allow now the option for the Miele dishwasher. In the end, lovely knurled handle on top of that. And then refrigeration wise, we're an under counter unit with various cupboards, bins, storage for your cutlery, Miele convection oven there. You've got pan drawer storage underneath, 4-burner ceramic hob there. We've got an extractor in this one, and then your crockery set, tea set, and some storage up top here. This one is your domestic 230 volt electric panel, so it's just a basic breaker panel. A lot of that is now controlled on that CM8 control panel up at the helm. Opening port light here for a bit of ventilation if you don't want to run generator and aircon and what have you. Boat's running European spec aircon throughout all of these different zones with panels. You can see the controls up here next to all the LED light panels. And then two bathrooms, 2 bedrooms. So forward is your guest cabin. These are the Canopy storage bags currently sat up on the bed. Set up in its double bed configuration as you see it now. There's a split in the middle there, there's a catch underneath, and these then swing out to the sides to give you V berths. So if you've got perhaps kids or 2 adults that aren't quite so friendly with each other, you've still got the ability to use it as a very versatile guest cabin. Up top here, tucked underneath the deck head, we've got high level storage lockers. So we've got little LED reading lights up top there, lovely big slash through the forward bulkhead there. Again, neutral colours. So the wood in here is a silver oak in satin finish. Good sized wardrobe. TV's up on the wall there, all recessed away, so very protected when you're walking around from scuffing them. And you can now see that big natural skylight above us from the deck up forward. So speakers up in the ceiling. Jack and Jill arrangement into this bathroom. So this doubles up as a day head for guests coming in obviously through the door there from the main saloon, but also direct access here from the cabin. You've got these good size shower compartments tucked behind the door. is your vacuum flush toilet, freshwater flush of course, and then we've got storage beneath the basin here and again up in the top cupboard there. Rain shower up in the roof of course. Nice little inlaid strips here in the doors just for a little bit more detail. And some lovely graining in the wood itself. Works very nicely with these light colour carpets. They're not overly white, which means from a practicality point of view, I think this is going to be a very solid and usable boat for many years to come. A little bit of storage in that one. And then we come down to the master. So midships master cabins were obviously all the rage about 10 years ago when we first started to do it on Portofino 48s and the like. At that time there was a real compromise to get in around the bed, lots of headroom challenges, but with this actually it works pretty well. So if I stand down in the middle here, just under 6 foot myself, you can see I've got loads of room, absolutely loads of room. If I come round the bed here, still pretty good, little bit encroached here in this centre above the bed itself, but just standing back to try and appreciate where that actually is an issue, it's literally just as you're climbing into bed itself. The benefit of that obviously is that having a master cabin midships, lovely big windows either side. It's very quiet in this cabin. You don't get the water slapping on the hull like you would up in the forward cabin. So we've got the breakfast bar, 2 chairs here on the starboard side. Wardrobe in the corner, of course, full set of Christie's towels, which are finished in white on this one. And then we've got things like bucket, toolkit, hose pipe, all included on a Sunseeker Extra on a lot of our competition. So either side of the bed here, we've got little pull-out drawers. Everything's soft close. Somewhere handy to put jewellery and what have you. Plug sockets handy either side. And over here on the port side of the boat, effectively a sideboard. Little electronic safe there. And again, colours very neutral in here. We've got the big slash through the top. See nice fitted bed covers. Upgrade to sprung mattresses on this boat over the standard foam. And again, you can see the TV up on the bulkhead there. It's a very, very high spec. So of course the bathroom compartment here with your loo, and then behind the door here is the same shower setup. There's a little seat in there. So we head back up to main deck. Just pop the garage open, you can have a look in the back. You see a fitting on the aft rail there over on the port side of the boat where your ensign staff goes. There's an option to change that to a carbon fibre pole if you wish. Standard that's stained steel. So moulded into the garage itself, you can see this nice seating area on the foot of the lid there. And as we come around now, you can see the main change over the Predator 50. So gone are the fixed platform with a roller system. Is quite complicated to get the dinghy in and out. We've now developed this V-shaped chute. I stand back on the pontoon here, a little bit easy to show you how that works. So the whole aft section of the platform drops into the water. This has got a capacity 450 kilos, so it'll take a 3-seater jet ski on the back if you wish, and then still a 325 Williams tucked into the garage there. So platform's in, then literally the chute is straight down into the water, so very easy to launch and recover. These are the 2 poles here for the supports on that aft bimini frame. We can do a mesh bag in the underside of the garage lid here for masts and snorkels, what have you. This is the winch control over here on the right hand side. And then last but no means least, we'll have a look at the machinery space. So accessed here through the cockpit sole. We've got a ladder down. And then we arrive in here on the port side. So today, D11725s, the original boat had D8600s. So you can see from a serviceability point of view, we've got nicely labelled up breaker switches here for domestic systems, LED lighting throughout. We've got fire flaps on the ventilators up there. So from a coding point of view, if you ever want to do some charter in the future, not overly complicated to get a Sunseeker into charter spec. And there's your Onan generator. Everything beautifully finished in here, lots of soundproofing, keeping noise to a minimum. The engines are on a V-drive configuration to get them as compact as possible. So if we just climb down here between the two engines, actually when you're down here in the middle for serviceability, it's not too bad. You've got lots of room around us here. So we've got batteries in the box here, generator, strainer, we've got engine strainers forward here. Dipsticks are handed into the middle here on both engines, which makes doing your checks very straightforward. Fuel tank running transverse across the boat here, which gives extra sound insulation to that master cabin. You've got the engines running. You can see all the best quality Victron charging systems and what have you. These are the pre-filters for the engines, pre-filter for the generator. Beautifully finished. All the battery switches on remote rocker switches up in the cockpit just behind the door, so don't need to come down here to turn things on and off. And then over here on the starboard side, hot water tank up there with a chlorifier element. You can see the various plugins here for things like the back of the shore power system, both the fresh water in and out. We're just going to drop that back down. That's pretty much it. So I say pretty good look round. If you're looking to get on the water here for the rest of the 21 season and beyond, she is available. If you'd like to know any more about her or anything else in the range, as always, it's James at sunseekersouthampton.com, or mobile is +44 7747 686 587. We look forward to hearing from you soon.